Hi Flosstube, my name is Heather. I go by Punky Purls on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and my Etsy shop is also, if you put in Punky Purls, you'll come up with my Etsy shop as well. I want to first thank all my new subscribers. I have 10. I'm super excited, and the 76 people that watched my first video, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch it. That was recorded 2 weeks ago, so 2 weeks later I said I'd have one, and I actually have a lot to show you. I will be showing cross-stitching, sewing, and some knitting, so it's been pretty productive these last couple weeks. If you hear any noises or snoring, my Pomeranian puppy's asleep under the rocking chair. I say puppy, she's really 3 years old, but you might hear her snore. She's kind of loud. But anyways, first with the whips. After I recorded my last video, I gave so much love to a neglected whip that was in the naughty pile. And the reason it was in the naughty pile is because I had to rip a big section out. But first, I want to show you. This is Shades of Gold by Northern Exposure. It's stitched on 40 count linen and anthracite. I started this back in Mania, and I was doing really well. And this whole motif, actually all this was done and this whole motif was done, but I had to pull it out because it was off by one stitch, and you can tell it was obvious because it wasn't centered in the triangle. So I had to rip that out, and I started it again. I'm stitching it in 12 weight Sulky. It's like an ecru color. It's number 712, and I bought this back in Mania. Like I said, I bought a few spools of this to try. 40 weight is really tiny, and coming back from not cross-stitching for years and jumping into 40 count was a little challenge. So I do have to use a magnifier and put it on a Q-snap and my lap stand so I can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I stitch in hand, sometimes I use my Q-snap, sometimes I use a scroll frame. It just depends on the project, but for 40 count it seems like I need to have all the help. So that's my first whip. My second whip was also part of my haul. I bought a pattern, and I'll post a picture here. It's called Glare of the Sun. It's by Stitches Through the Years. She has an Etsy shop. She posted something, and I saw her, as soon as I saw her post, I had to buy it. It is beautiful. The fabric that she uses is a little darker, so I did have to substitute some colors, but here's my progress. I got to do these leaves, and as I was doing the leaves, the floss must have fell on the floor because my other dog, who is a puppy, a mini Australian Shepherd, ate my floss. So I need to go and pick up some DMC 500. That was a sub color, and good thing it wasn't my fancy floss because I would have been mad. But it is what it is. My fault. I didn't pay attention, and it was on the floor. So he had a good snack, and he was tangled in it, so I think he thinks he's a cat. The second thing I stitched over the last 2 weeks is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery pattern. If you haven't gone onto their Facebook page or their Instagram page, they are doing a stitch along for the holidays. So they, I mentioned in my last video that I did this Which Better Have My Candy, and I won the stitch finish and also the FFO finish. So I used my gift card, which I'll show you what I bought with that shortly. But this time they're doing their winter theme ones, and this is Don't Get Your Tinsel. And I will post a picture of what it's supposed to be looking like. This is being stitched on 32 count petty point in gray and white. I'm using the call for flosses. I don't think I substituted anything for that one. And I have until the end of November, I want to say. Oh, the deadline to stitch. And if you want to enter the contest, they're giving away a super cute cross-stitch bag and some washi tape, which is really cute. And the deadline for the stitch finish is December 2nd. And the deadline for the FFO finish is December 17th. Head over to their Facebook page and they'll give you all the details. You can also stitch either the 8 Nights, which is the Hanukkah one, or the Cozy Gingerbread Snow Globe, which is super cute as well. Also, if you go on their Facebook page, you can get a discount code to buy any of those patterns in their shop. So that was another one I worked on. And now that Thanksgiving's coming up, I wanted to stitch something for Thanksgiving. So I picked up the Stitching with the Housewives. This is going to be What's in My Cup. It's the turkey, so I'll post a picture as well. I got quite a bit done on here. I did have to rip out, I don't know about you, but stitching white, I love the way it looks, but I don't like the way my stitches look, so I had to rip out a bunch. But this is stitched on 32 count charcoal Belfast, and I'm pretty much using the call for colors. I think the only thing was the off-white. I used whatever I had on hand. So there's that. I'm almost done with the cup, and then pretty soon I can work on the cute turkey. Another whip I did, which I think I showed you last time, was Midnight Way by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I got quite a bit done. This will probably get put away for a while since it's not Halloween anymore. But you can see I love this fabric color. It is gorgeous. I'm using all the called for flosses because I did get it as a kit. So I got a little bit done on that. Another one, which is also part of my haul because I can't help myself, is a Carolyn Manning design. So if you've ever watched Stacy at Stitching 911 or 911 Stitcher on Flosstube and Instagram, and there's Stitching 911 on Facebook, she's having a stitch along for Carolyn Manning. So this is the one, and it started November 1st. This is the one I chose, blue, the Flower Day collection. And I bought the fabric. I had the flosses, and I started last night late. Here is my progress. Just part of the border. It does call for white in there, but because my fabric is so light, I don't know if I'm going to do the white. To me, it's kind of pointless. But this is stitched on 36 count Winter Moon Edinburgh linen. And I'm doing all the called for, except for I didn't have number 3325, so I'm substituting that with the number 800. And 3842 I didn't have, and I'm substituting that for 930, which are exactly the same colors, just a different variation of it. One's maybe a little darker, and one's a little lighter. So I used what I had. I didn't go crazy. I don't think I had one floss, so I did order that at the same time. So if you're interested, the SAL doesn't have an end date. It did start in November. You can use the hashtag Carolyn Manning 911, I think it is. Oh, Stitching Manning 911. So you can use that, and that way everybody can see your progress. So now on to cross stitch haul, which I have quite a bit. When I won that gift certificate at Frosted Pumpkin, I bought 2 kits. One is Mysterious Halloween Town, which I'm not going to cast on for a while, but you can see I got all the flosses and the sparkly Cashel 28 count. I also got another kit. They're going to be having a stitch along starting November 2nd, and it's called Christmas Wreath. It's going to be a year-long SAL, so I bought the kit for that too. So this is all the called for flosses and fabric. It came with some super cute buttons. I'll post the link down below and also the sneak peek of what it should look like. So we should be getting the pattern on the 20th is when it started. Also, part of my making this week, I made myself a project board. It's got quilt batting on it, quilt binding on it, and it's just a piece of, not poster board, what's that, foam core board, and I just hot glued it on there so I can keep my flosses during the project. I'll probably make one of these for each of my bags, and I made it to fit each bag. I take them to work with me, so I wanted something where I could fold it and shove it in my bag. So I didn't make it the whole size. Speaking of bags, I made this super cute bag this weekend. I also made an extra one to post in my shop. And these all fit an 8x8 Q-snap. They're vinyl. I was in the Christmas mood on Halloween. I don't know. So I did a lot of sewing this weekend. So this one will be up for sale by the end of the week, I would think. Maybe later today. I don't know. Part of my haul also, I wanted to stitch the 100 Owl SAL, which is run by the Owl Force Embroidery company. So I ordered myself some more petty point, this is 32 count. I love polka dots. I don't know if there's anything in my back. Well, yeah, my G has a lot of polka dots. So if it has a polka dot, I'm a sucker. So I figured my little owls would look cute on this. And here are the called for flosses. I might have to change that blue one to something that will stick out on that fabric a little bit better. And I probably won't start this anytime soon, but I just have it kitted up. So if I ever get the urge or bored with my other projects, because like I said, I like starting all the things, I wanted to make sure I had it on hand, and I couldn't resist the polka dot fabric. So that was that. In other crafty news, I finished a sock. If you know me, I cast on all the things and I never finish, so I finished this sock, which is embossed leaves. And the pattern is from Favorite Socks by Interweaves. And embossed leaves is one of my favorites. I've stitched this a couple times before. And not only did I finish my first sock, I cast on for the second one. And I've turned the heel. So I'm almost done. I probably have another 3.5 repeats before this sock is done, and then I'll have a new pair of socks. The yarn is Diamond Base, a Little Nitty, which is a private label for a local yarn store here in Washington. It's 100% superwash merino, and the color is first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. And it's got a lot of speckling. It's a light blue color with some greens and blues and browns. It's knitting up really awesome. I'm excited about that. Like I said, I got a sock. And one of the other things I made this weekend, Christmas mood. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wanted to sew. Cross stitch was fun. I did a lot of stitching this weekend too, but I had to make myself a holiday pillow cover. This is an 18 by 18 inch square pillow cover, and you can see the super cute reindeers, the check, the polka dots, because I love all the polka dots, and the back is just a simple envelope cover, and I used more of the pink and red polka dot fabric. Let's see, anything else? Sorry about that. I figured I'd show you a previous finish. So back when we started quarantine, I said that I wanted to start my cross stitching again, and there was a project that had been sitting since 2013. Of course, it was a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery pattern because it was easy for me to get when we were stationed in Oklahoma, and of course all their stuff is super cute. So when quarantine started, I picked it back up, and this is Woodland Sampler by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I just did a simple frame that I got from Amazon. I took out the glass. It's actually underneath the fabric, so there is no glass on this. But before I picked it back up, I just had, so ridiculous, I just had this block and this block to do. So I don't know what took me so long to finish it, but I love it. It hangs on my wall. My kids got me the frame for Mother's Day so that I can hang it up in my crafty room. So that's one of my previous finishes that I actually kept. Pretty much all my other finishes I've gifted, but I'm planning on keeping more for me. So super cute finish. One day I'll show you my wall when I finish another one. It's kind of sad, I have empty frames behind me. There's a frame above that watercolor painting. Let me see if I can show you. That one right there. It has whatever the frame company put in there, because that's what my Northern Exposure Shades of Gold is going to go in that one. It's already plotted on my wall. So hopefully I get that finished one day if it stops being put in the naughty pile, because I'm getting irritated with myself for not knowing how to count. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for coming and visiting me on my Flosstube. I'll be back in a couple weeks with more of all the crafty things. Who knows, maybe watercolor. I don't know. Whatever strikes my fancy is what I choose to do. I hope everybody's doing well, and thanks again for visiting my Flosstube. Have a good night.